Jai Jawan. Amit Lodha, a fearless IPS officer who is a terror to the criminals and who delivers in spite of the system not being idle. One of Bihar's most feared criminals, deemed as the Gabbar Singh of Sheikhpura, had killed 15 people in 2 nights. He had previously been charged with the murder of over 40 people, including an ex-member of parliament and a block development officer, among others. He had been on the run for close to 5 years. It was immediately after the cold-blooded massacre that IPS officer Amit Lodha was transferred to the sleepy mofussil town of Sheikhpura, Bihar, as its superintendent of police. What ensued was a thrilling cat and mouse chase across 3 states, lasting nearly 3 months before this criminal was caught. This riveting hunt for the feared ganglord, which included 2 attempts on his life and threats to his family, became the basis of the book he released last year, Bihar Diaries. This will soon be adapted into a motion picture by award-winning director Neeraj Pandey. Currently holding the rank of Inspector General of Police, he was also bestowed with the President's Police Medal for Meritorious Service, the Police Medal for Gallantry, and the Internal Security Medal. During his posting in the Begusarai district, Bihar, Lodha was informed about Naxal activities around the area. Resources were limited, but the officers thought of unconventional methods, from tracking mobile phones to keeping a dedicated team of officers and police jawans for laying the siege. They did it systematically, but the Naxalites were equally strong. They opened fire. When I reached the spot, the firing had already begun. My DSP and police jawans were crawling through the mudwork. On my force, I did the same. Since there was no Pakha road, I crawled to the nearest house until I realized it was the same location where the firing was happening. My bodyguard was shot too. The encounter lasted 3 hours. My team and I cracked down on 9 of them, including 3 women. We also managed to save the 2 jawans who were severely injured and recovered huge wads of cash and weapons. The mission was successful and Lodha was awarded the Police Gallantry Medal. Growing up, Amit recalls being taught that the civil services had the power to bring about substantial positive change in society and give a voice to the marginalized. Besides, his maternal grandfather, who was an IAS officer, and men in the uniform fascinated the young boy. As a child, Amit says he was weak and shy, traits that the police service helped reverse. He even cracked the tough IIT Delhi exams in the first attempt, but sums up his time at the Premier Institute as terrible. These experiences had nothing to do with the institute, but with the inferiority complex he battled. The same boy who could not hold a conversation moved to deliver a best-selling book, traveling across the country to deliver motivational talks. His approach of being accessible to the general public made him a people's officer. In the late 90s and early 2000s, when mobile phones were still uncommon, he made sure that people could call him directly on the landline and speak about any law and order or legal issues they struggled with. He also began the initiative Sambhav, which harnessed the potential of the youth from semi-urban and rural areas of Bihar for community initiatives like traffic management and festive celebrations. It was also under his tenure that juvenile delinquents were educated in police stations. In association with his friend and actor Akshay Kumar, alongside the Home Ministry, he was instrumental in launching bharatkavir.gov.in. This web portal has pictures and details of martyred Jawans from the Central Armed Paramilitary Force to enable general people to make contributions to support their families. In less than 2 years, the initiative has raised over rupees 45 crore to support 205 families. He signs off saying, to those who complain that the system does not let them work, remember, it's you and I that make up the system. No one is asking you to be Singham or Dabang. I find time for my family, write blogs, listen to Kishore Kumar, all while working. The idea is to work within the system and help others reach their maximum potential. I firmly believe in teamwork. Of course I let them, but they deliver. No police officer can take credit entirely without his team of unsung heroes who help execute every mission. Our system may not be idle, but there is enough power in the law, the Indian Penal Code and the Criminal Penal Code. If we abide by them, we can do a lot. Jai Hind.